Okay. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Oda and Miss Ika. My name is Ruth Pelapasya Puspa, and you can call me Bella. And in this change, I will present my thesis that entitled Analysis of Sadness in Michael Rosen's Sad Book. This presentation will conduct 5 main parts. There are introduction, review of related literature, and methodology, and the fourth analysis, and the last one is conclusion, implication, and also suggestions. First, introduction. In introduction, we have 2 parts. There are research background and research questions. In the background of the study, why I chose sadness as my main topic is because sadness is emotion that experienced by everyone. And WHO on its website underlines that sadness can cause mental health problems, and one of which is depression. Michelle and Marika in 2006 also said that sadness can occur suddenly for various reasons, such as grief, disappointment, hopelessness, and etc. And based on the research background that I said before, the research questions that will be used are: first, what form of sadness are reflected in Michael Rosen's sad book? And the second is, how does the author cope with sadness in Michael Rosen's sad book? In the chapter 2, review of related literature, there are 3 parts. There are review of related studies, review of related theories, and theoretical framework. In the review of related studies, the researcher has looked for some previous studies, but there is no studies that discusses more specific about sadness in Michael Rosen's sad book. And this is some previous researcher. There are Baklus and Libar in 2018 was formed 3 types of sadness. There are where is sad, when is sad, and who is sad. And Tago in 2020 only research about Rosen's way of writing. And he said Rosen's writing is very deficient, realistically and sincerely how he feels after the death of his beloved son. Next, in the review of related theories, the researcher will use the theories from some previous researchers, such as Newman in 2011. He said in his research, there are 3 things people do when they feel sad. There are pretending to be happy, being alone, and say that others are sad too. Next, in the theoretical framework. In the theoretical framework, the researcher will use some theories that from previous researchers, such as Bertie et al. In 2000, entitled Understanding of Sadness Guilt, which discuss about sadness in children literature. And also the researcher will use the theory from Newman in 2011, which entitled Ideas About Sadness, which discusses about sadness. And for answering a second research question, the researcher will use the theory from Newman also in 2011, Ideas About Sadness, which includes say that others are sad too. And the researcher will also apply the theory from Octina Brulianti, which said writing is a good way to release emotions. Next, in the methodology, we have object of the study and approach of the study. In the object of the study, the researcher used Michael Rosen's sad book. Michael Rosen's sad book is a book written by Michael Rosen and illustrated by Quentin Blake. First publication of this Michael Rosen's sad book was on 3rd February in 2004 by Candlewick Press. In this book, Rosen won't tell the readers that everyone have a sad stuff, and he want to share his experience about the sadness he was experiencing. Next, approach of the study. The researcher used formalism approach that discusses the criticism of literary works that related to the structure of the text. And then the researcher used qualitative study to conduct this research. In the chapter 4, analysis. In this chapter, the researcher will most focus on the sadness and explain about what form of sadness in Michael Rosen's book. And in the second part, the researcher will elaborate ways to cope sadness in Michael Rosen's book. First, form of sadness in Michael Rosen's book. There are two forms of sadness in Michael Rosen's book that Rosen explicitly said in his book. There are crying and being alone. And in Newman's theories, elaborates that some people will choose to be alone. For some people who find difficult to express themselves, will choose to be alone when they feel sad. And it's related to our society. When we feel sad, we will prefer to avoid interacting with other people and try to avoid communicating with other people. And for the crying, Betty et al. In 2000, which discusses children as sadness in children literature, he said that children were more likely crying when they feel sad, hurt, or feeling inexplicable emotions. Therefore, sometimes crying can be a symbol of weakness or sadness. Next, how to cope sadness. There are two ways to cope sadness. First, writing to express sad feelings and say that others are sad too. Oktina Burlianti, a psychologist, said that writing can release emotions. Through writing, people can express their emotion, also their feeling they're facing. So when we feel sad or emotion that we can tell to everyone, we can express it through writing. And after that, in Newman's theory, he said that we can say to ourselves that others are sad too. And Rosen explicitly in his book, he tells the readers that he also said the others are sad too to himself. Therefore, he can cope with sadness when he say others are sad too, because we're not the only person who feel sad, and we are not only person who have a sad stuff. Next, chapter 5. We have conclusion, implication, and suggestion. In the conclusion, sadness does not always have a negative impact as long as we know how to manage emotions and know how to express the emotion we are feeling. This book is highly recommended to read, contains some meanings that are quite difficult to decipher, but make everyone think from each reader's point of view. And for the suggestion, the researcher gave highly recommendation for future teachers and future researchers to conduct research on other educational values in this book, and to the research of educational values on the other books using Newman's theories. And this is some references that researcher used. And that's all. Thank you for your attention.
Presentation. So we now move to question and answer session. So Pak Oda, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. How should I call
Good
you?
morning,
Pila? Pila.
Bella. Yes, sir.
Pila. Okay, yes, thank you. Can you take down your screen sharing so that I can share mine?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now let me share my work. Can you see my screen sharing there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Could you read your title here?
Yes.
Please read it.
Analysis of sadness in Michael Rosen book.
Okay, how do you say the first word?
Analysis.
No, that is wrong.
Uh, anal analysis.
Is it a noun or a verb?
It's a verb.
That's a verb.
Yes, sir.
Very wrong.
Mm,
So analysis, is that a verb?
mm, a noun.
A noun? What is the verb?
The verb is sadness.
Sadness is a verb. Is it?
Um, yes, sir.
No.
Um,
Okay. So analysis, what is analysis again? Is it a noun or a verb?
it's verb. It's verbs. Yeah.
How do you pronounce it? How do you say it?
Analysis.
Yeah, that is wrong. Um, well, okay. What other word similar to analysis do you know?
Mm, mm, um, analyzing.
Analyzing. Analyzing is a what?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your computer now with you?
Yes, sir.
Can you check in the online dictionary? Number one, how do you say it? How do you pronounce it? Number two, what is analysis? Is that a noun or a verb?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Analysis.
Analysis is a
Noun.
noun. What is the
Yeah.
verb for that?
Analyze.
Okay. How do you say it again?
Analyze.
Okay. So this one, how do you pronounce your title?
Analysis.
No.
Analysis.
Where is the stress?
In first.
First?
After.
First or second?
Oh, second. Second.
Second.
Analysis. Yeah.
Analysis. Okay, good. What about the verb? Where is the stress?
First,
First,
analyze.
are you sure? Okay. Now, Bella, sadness. You said sadness is a verb. Did you say it's a verb?
Yes, sir.
Okay, check. What is sadness? Is that a verb?
Sadness. Noun.
Noun.
Sad, yeah.
What about sad?
Sad
Is
verb.
it a verb or a noun?
Verb.
Verb. Check. Check on your computer.
Adjective.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I mean. Your knowledge of English is terrible, because you like the noun is analysis and the verb is to analyze, but then you are mixing them. You say analysis. Itu salah karena gabungan dari noun dan verb, right? You are about to finish, you are about to graduate, so you have to improve your English, okay?
Yes, sir.
English education of Sanata Dharma University is known to be good or bad in the society.
Sorry.
In the society, our English department, is it considered to be good or bad?
Good.
Good. So you have to be. What about your English? Is your English good or bad?
Still better.
Yeah, still bad. So that's what you have to realize. Okay. So if you're not sure, check. Okay. So analysis, ya kamu ngawurnya terlalu jauh. Sadness kok verb, right? So verbnya sad itu apa? Kalau verbnya apa? Sadness tadi noun. Sad tadi apa?
Adjective.
Adjective. Kalau verbnya apa jadinya? Menyedihkan, membuat saya sedih. Itu apa?
Unhappy.
Unhappy. Unhappy itu apa? Oke, kalau kalimat bahasa Indonesianya menulis thesis membuat saya sedih atau menyedihkan saya. Bahasa Inggrisnya jadi gimana?
Writing thesis make me feel sad.
Make you feel sad. Kalau mau pakai sadnya sebagai verb, itu jadinya apa? Unhappy bukan verb. Unhappy apa tadi? Kalau happy itu apa? Happy. Happy verb atau noun?
Happy, adjective.
Adjective. Kalau unhappy?
Unhappy, verb.
Enggak dong. Kalau happy-nya adjektif, ya unhappy ya adjektif, no. Ya enggak, coba cek. Senang sama
Yes.
tidak senang, ya toh? Belajar lagi ya.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's go to the content. Why is it worth analyzing? Why is sadness worth analyzing? That is my first question. Can you read my first question? On the screen? The second one. Why is it worth analyzing?
Why is it worth analyzing?
Why?
Because I want to analyze the sadness in Michael Rosen's sad book. So
Why? Why do you want to analyze that? What is it for? Why is it worth analyzing?
Because sadness are emotion that experienced by everyone. And in this case, Michael Rosen's set book is one of the objects that could to give brief understanding to children and also adults to know about and know more about emotion, in this case especially sadness. And it's important to everyone to know and aware about their sadness to what, so the sadness cannot uh, doesn't have a negative impact on their life and also their mental health, um because like I said before, WHO also said that sadness be can give a bad can give negative impact to on mental health.
Okay, thank you. Next question, novelty. Do you know what novelty means? What is the meaning of novelty in Indonesian?
Novel.
Novelty means, kalau nggak cek pakai komputer, tahu nggak? Do you know novelty?
Novel.
No, okay. Can you check the meaning of novelty?
Kebaruan.
Okay, so what is the novelty of your research?
In the previous studies or in the previous researcher, there is no studies that explain more or discusses more about deeply about sadness. So they only only discusses about such as the way process of writing, and also they only give what give only talk about the book, not specifically sadness in Michael Rosen's sad book.
Okay, thank you. Is the title of the book Michael Rosen's sad book, or is it sad book, or what is the title of the book?
Michael Rosen's sad book, sir.
That is the title.
Yeah.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes, sir. Because when I
Did you
when
read the
I
book? Do you have
yes,
the
sir.
book? Do you have the book?
No, I in online PDF.
PDF, okay.
Yes.
So is the book a literary work?
Yes, sir.
So what is the book? Is it a novel?
Picture book.
Picture book. Is picture book a literary work?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you know?
Because this wait because this book contains give a wait, it's give good values, but it's it's preferred to literary works.
Did you write it in your thesis? That picture book is, what about if I say picture book is not a literary work? How will you convince me? If I say picture book is not a literary work, what do you say?
Picture book is literary works because it it wait it have
Yeah, Bella, do you write it on your thesis? That picture book is a literary work? What page?
wait, sir.
And why? Because my question is it literary work? Because you are studying it using a literary theory, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Please.
where can I find that information?
And page 12, sir.
Page 12. Okay, what does it say?
So in a approach of the study, I use formalism approach is because analysis of the structure of short stories, poems, or other literary works. In this case, forms and ways to cope sadness are parts of written words and visual pictures. And the structure is analyzed by having three theories about sadness and by applying this.
Where is it on? Did you say page 12? Which part? Approach of the study?
Yeah,
Yeah. Which
that
one says that literary or picture book is a literary work? Where?
because in a formal from the formalism approach discusses the criticism of literary works
Okay.
and it's give example such as analysis of the structure of short
Short
stories.
stories, poem,
Yeah,
and where is picture book? This is only short story, poems, and no picture book. Okay. So what you have to do, you need to revise, you need to find a theory that says picture book is a literary work. Okay. You got my point?
yes, sir.
Understand that? Okay, yeah. So you need to add somewhere. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, this is very important because you say you're using formalism, right? Let me go to the abstract first. Yeah. Yeah. You're using with formalism, right? So formalism is normally to analyze literary work, right?
Yes, sir.
But picture book is not always a literary work. Do you agree with me? Like comic book is also picture book. Is it literature?
Yes, it can be a literature.
Like Donald Pepe, is that literature?
Mm,
Donald Pepe? Not
um,
right. So please find a theory that says that. Okay.
yes, sir.
Also in the abstract and somewhere in your writing. Okay. Now, what is formalism?
So, formalism discusses about the criticism of literary works that especially the structure of the text. And formalism is a theory of literary works that uh, having mainly to do with structural purposes of a particular text.
Okay. Structure of the text. What is structure of the text? How many types of structure of the text are there?
Um,
Why do you use that theory?
Why I use these theories?
Because you say formalism is to analyze the structure of the text.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how was the structure of the text that you analyze?
The sadness one, and in this research, I research about the forms and ways persons to cope with sadness, and I find this. I find this answer. I get the answers. It's from the text in the Michael Rosenset book, because he explicitly says and tells about the sadness he experienced and the way he coped with sadness. So I use this approach because I found it from this book.
Okay, because you said that formalism is to analyze the structure, right? Is that what you want to know from the picture book? Or do you want to know sadness? Sadness is its structure?
No, sir. But in this case, I mean in Rosen's book, forms and ways to cope sadness are parts of written words and visual pictures in his book.
Okay, yeah, go back to your definition of formalism. Formalism is to analyze structure of the text. So the result of your study will be structure, right? So you have a book, you want to analyze using formalism. Formalism is about structure, and the result, what is your conclusion of your study?
My conclusion of the study. To the sadness in Michael Rosenset book.
Okay, so sadness, is it structure or is it meaning?
Meaning.
So if you look at formalism, formalism in literature, literary criticism, having mainly to do with structural. You are right, teorinya benar, structural, right? Of a text, right? Jadi hasil penelitiannya nanti meaning atau struktur. Kalau kamu pakai formalism.
Structure.
Structure. Nah, hasilmu structure bukan? Kesimpulannya. Yeah, so I think that's you have to think about if you are using a certain method, ya yang sesuai dengan definisi kamu tadi, definisinya formalism itu structure, ya kan? Nah,
yes,
nggak harus hubungannya dengan structure. Okay, so please think about this one. Is your research actually using formalism approach or not? Okay, think about that one. Okay, and then also grammar, ya, cope sadness. Ini maksudnya apa? Cope sadness. Harusnya apa?
Ways
Cope
sadness.
Cope. Ada preposisinya apa? Sini harusnya ada apa? Sorry. Cope with sadness, yeah. So please look at those, okay? So jadi cek formalism tadi. Yang pertama cek ini ya, apa tadi, analisis tadi. Lalu yang kedua cek teorinya ya. Formalism, is that what you want to do, Chile? And then also the third one, check your sources also. This one, for example, sadness that linger for too long can have a negative impact on human body, brain, and also can affect mental health. Is that your sentence?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is that your idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you know that sadness can harm human body, brain? Kamu belajar tentang brain, Bo.
After I read some articles,
So is that your idea then?
no.
No, kamu dapat idenya kan dari artikel. Maka ini sumbernya harus disebutkan, oke? Okay? And then also this one. Ini nggak ada di belakang. Marika itu siapa? Michelle and Marika, kalau kamu lihat di referensiesmu, nggak ada ini. Ya toh? Kayaknya Michelle ada, tapi Marika nggak ada. Marika temannya siapa? Oke, okay, so please check your references at the end. Mana references ya? Di sini ya. Ya, di sini nggak ada. Oke, okay. So let's go back to the first page first, and then later ya. Ini dicek ya. And then informal writing, you're not allowed to have like this.
Oh yes, sir.
This form, don't know, don't stop, banyak banget. Jadi please revise that, oke? Okay? Cuma kecil-kecil yang kurang kayak the researcher, it doesn't. Okay, have you studied that or are you going to study it? Kamu sudah penelitian belum? Penelitiannya sudah dilakukan? Have you done it? Yes.
Yes.
Why do you say will here? Okay, so please check again. You have analyzed that, right? Sudah kan? Kalau will berarti sudah atau belum?
Belum.
Belum. Nah, padahal sudah toh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so please check again, okay? That one, and then also avoid using we. We itu artinya apa?
Kami, kita.
Kami, kita. Saya ikut penelitianmu enggak? Enggak. Padahal kamu bilang kita. Kalau kita kan aku ikut. Ya kan? Right,
Yes,
so check again, that one. And this is the same, right? Ya, karena sudah maka not will anymore. Ini masih banyak di sini, oke? Okay? Please check again. And then also subtitling, check again. This one same. Okay, so please revise. Nah ini nggak ada sumbernya di belakang. Ini siapa ngapain, right? Ini siapa? Who is she?
A psychologist.
And how do you know? And where do you get the idea from?
So from the article, he says that ways to cope sadness, but
What year is the
only,
article? Where can I find the article?
yes.
You don't have the source, okay? So please provide the source for that. Yeah. Again, my question here is what type of research is it? Is it educational research? Is it linguistic? Is it literature?
Literature, sir.
Literature, yeah. My question, if you're saying that as a literature, provide an explanation that picture book is a literature, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, which is by, ini dibetulkan ya, like this one, and also some grammar problems there, people don't realize. Yeah, any formalism. Is it literary? How do we define literature? So please add here, how do you define literary work? And that picture book is a literary work, okay?
Yes, sir.
Because here you only have short stories, poem, and others, okay? But you don't have that. So then you apply. Then formalism is for structure. My question is, are you studying the structure of the work? Ya, ini maka kamu bilang suitable theories. Is it really suitable for that? Okay, so yeah, please check again. Before, I think you did not put them. I don't know, your referencing is kind of careless. Okay, you have to be very, very careful. Here is B again, lots of them. Yeah, and also this one. So please revise that. And then this one, ini harusnya ikut di halaman berikutnya ya. And then again here, octina itu siapa? I think that is the same. There is no source. Okay. Yeah, this is the same. And then lots of we. Jadi banyak banget ini. Okay. Chapter 5. Yeah, I think I don't have much comments on that answer except for the grammar that you have. So please revise them. Okay, the terrible part is the references. So in the apa namanya, thesis guidelines, how many references at least should you have? In the thesis guidelines, how many? Paling sedikit berapa references kalau menurut thesis guidelines?
20.
20. Okay. How many? How many do you have here? It's very limited. Plus, actually ini nggak dikutip. Jadi yang saya merah-merah ini nggak ada. Jadi ini nggak ada 20, masih dikurangi 11. Berarti punyamu itu sekitar hanya 6 yang secara baik di quote. This one, this one, this one. Okay, so please check again. Because there are so many references that actually you're not quoting. Ini nggak ada di dalam teks. Ini juga healthline.com ini tidak apa namanya, bukan referensi yang bagus. .com ini englishsummary.com. Okay, so please find the dan yang belakang-belakang appendix nanti dilihat sendiri. But basically this one you need to have a major revision, right? Because okay, so I think that's all, Bu Ika, from me. Bella, do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'll stop my sharing.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Oda. Okay, because Bumita is not here, so we will postpone the announcement later on after Bumita's turn. Will it be okay, Pak Oda?
Sorry?
After the discussion with Bumita? Yeah, later on. Yeah. So
where is Bumita now?
His son is sick, Pak. So they, if I'm not mistaken, they go to hospital.
Oh, okay. So we will be discussing with Bu Ika and then
Bumita.
Bumita. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Bumita. Yeah,
Okay.
with Bumita. So after Bumita's turn, then yeah, or I will ask your your decision, Pak Oda. But then I will ask also Bumita's decision if the decisions are the same, so we can just announce to Bella. But if it's not the same, so we can discuss it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I will put my comments here so that Bella can download.
Okay.
It's uploading now. Yeah.
Okay, I will stop the